Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. It's hotting up here in the villa, isn't it? We've got a bit of British crumpet on Season 2, Episode 8 of Love Island USA. And should we start first with the post-fallout of the recoupling?
Yep, let's do it.
What did you make of that? How many fucking episodes have we done? And stick on record, it's like, let's just fucking wing it.
Yeah, just wing it, yeah. I think he just went to type, didn't it, Dave? You know, Caleb seems, to be fair, I called him out a little bit. Is he playing a game? Seems all right, to be honest. I don't think there's any problem there. I think Moira and we call him Moira because it's that proper Irish, isn't it, over here? But I think it is Moira, they say. Moira and then Calvin. Again, Dave, I think that's nice. I think hopefully she comes out of her shell. I mean, she's getting her knee sorted properly, but once that's done and she's back in full fitness, I think they're going to be okay. I genuinely think she's a nice girl, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Terence tweeted out yesterday, didn't he, that, let's not forget how Moira was being in the first couple of days, with James. And she was all in, wasn't she? She was
Yeah.
She looked to be progressing things, but I still think for me, she was picking up on a few little red flags. And then as soon as James started to get a bit stressed, they turned into massive fucking red flags. So for me, it's a bit of a moot point how she was in the beginning. She's just, I think she's done the right thing. I will call her out, though. Yesterday, Chris, I said that she was talking shit when she was talking to James and saying, yeah, she could see herself getting to that place again. Bullshit. And when she was talking to the other guys, when James had left, she almost seemed relieved that he'd gone. I don't know. So I don't think she was being 100% truthful there. But yeah, hopefully she can kind of move on with Calvin. And again, they seem like a bit of a chilled out couple. I could see them being a bit of a slow burner. But I mean, what do you reckon to how she behaved after James had gone?
It could be relief, though, Dave. And I think Terence is right because there was a comment she made about we just can't find the time to be intimate, didn't she? Or something along them lines within the first few episodes. Like,
Yeah.
they were going to take the relationship. So maybe once James gets that fucking flag, he thinks, right, that's it, we're all in. And I think that's what the problem was. He just took it as an assumption, which is totally wrong, that he was going to basically get his leg over, wasn't he? And he went from being a couple to just being, it's almost like a fucking Carry-On film when he was proper sleazeball towards it. So.
he was like, look, I put a proper fucking shift in here. You're going to take your knickers off or what?
I know,
I mean,
exactly.
not supposed to be
Every time, aren't
crude,
they?
but that's pretty much what he was fucking behaving like, wasn't he? He was behaving with
Yeah.
that sense of entitlement. But I tell you what, Chris, where I am prepared, and he's had a bit of a rocky episode today, but where I am prepared to hold my hands up and say, you know what, might I call this one wrong? Trey, I think in the first couple of episodes, again, he sort of looked like he was going to be a bit of a player, didn't he? Sort of putting the feelers out to all the different girls, having a few kisses here and there. But in the early part of the episode, after he'd sort of picked Justine, I thought he said all the right things. After Justine had picked him, I thought he was saying all the right things. And I thought he was talking pretty sweet to Justine.
Yeah, me too. And then what does Justine do, Dave? Go and explore the
Stick him in the friend
relationship.
zone. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know whether she's one of them people that when things get a bit serious, she backs off because I know the new girl, Lauren. She's a pretty girl. She's older than a lot of the girls in there. She's 29. She's got a bit of sass about her. The fact that they like her English accent to us, she's just a normal English girl. I'm sure if we were in a house
Chris.
with her,
She's just a fucking. I see him walking around Aldi all the time. Just a fucking average English girl, Chris.
No, I don't mean. No, let me finish. I don't mean in looks or anything. What I mean is in her accent. So, like, if we were in a situation like that and we were single and an American girl came in, full well, Dave, that we'd all be like, oh, yes. If you were single and that, you would, wouldn't you? Because it's a bit of exotic.
Accent. Yeah.
Yeah, the accent. So they are bought in onto the accent. I do think she was playing up to the cameras a hell of a lot. I mean, come on. Mackenzie's a fucking spoilt brat. And what you said yesterday was completely right. She has basically never had to work for anything. However, these billionaires are just going to rinse her dry, take her away, have her on her arm, and then it's like, right, like on to the next one. And that's probably what's happened to her. She's going to mix in them circles. Sadly, that's what's going, it's going to become of her. And I felt sorry for her at first, but then when she started whining and stuff, because Lauren knows what she's doing, and she stormed off, and it was like, holy fuck. But then Lauren was fully aware of where the TV cameras were and was doing all the rolling the eyes shit once. You're like, oh, fucking hell. I just think Mackenzie, and I called James out, and I was quick to call James out. I honestly think, Dave, that Connor needs to get out of that relationship.
Again, there's a few red flags there, isn't there? And I think with Mackenzie, she gives great advice out to other people, but she's got massive insecurities about herself. And I felt a little bit bad, Chris, because I think I was asking for this yesterday. I was asking for someone to come in and sort of take a shine to Connor and see, a little bit of drama. And then when it happens, at first I'm like, yes, nice one. And then she's bawling her eyes out, and I think, oh God, am I right? See you next Tuesday. But then when she's going on about why would people do this? Don't they want don't they want people in here to meet and fall in love? No, no, they don't. They want a bit of drama. That's why
Yeah,
they picked Connor.
that is Love Island 101, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It is. I think you're right. There's a fine line with Mackenzie. So I see it as this. I see it that she's either been severely hurt in the past, Dave, and this is just her defense mechanism. She doesn't trust guys. She doesn't trust girls either. And Connor's going to have a dog's life because he's not going to be able to do anything or go out anywhere. She's going to be absolutely on his arm by the looks of it. And we don't know the context of what's happened to her. So I'm trying to give her a bit of slack to say, it's a bit of growing up. She needs to change as a person. We've all been there. The jealousy affects all of us. We've all done it, no matter what anybody says. We've all done daft things over the years. Jealousy is a bastard at times. And I'm saying that from my point. I've done it. I'm not going to sit here and give her a load of shit when I was younger. You always have your moments. However, when you see that, there's also that in the back of my head thinking, is she just a fucking spoiled brat who's got told she yes all the way through? Is that this? Is she never had somebody refuse to be with her? She never been able to, she's not allowed to say no because she stamps her feet or anything. Do you understand what I mean? Like I can't work out whether I want to feel sorry for her or she's just a spoiled brat. I'm swaying towards being a spoiled brat, but I'm trying to cut her a bit of slack to say it may just be that she's been severely hurt in the past.
I think there is a bit of that, but I mean, I can relate to Connor's position quite closely, to be honest. So I can't remember if I've told this on the podcast. I must have told you off air at least at some point, but I'll tell it again because it's relevant. So I was going out with someone when I was quite young, very young, but still an adult. I was 18, and I was absolutely head over heels with this girl, and we were in each other's pockets, and but we didn't care. We just wanted to spend every waking moment together. And then after a year or so, though, it became I just wanted to go out and have a few beers with the lads. And she just wouldn't have it at all. She was like, she became really, really quite smothering. And, I always remember her saying, well, I'd say like, well, what is it? What's the problem? I just need to get away. I need to just chat with the guys, have a laugh, have a joke. And she's like, no, but I just don't trust other people. And I was like, well, don't you trust me? No, no, I just don't trust other people. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense because it doesn't matter what other people do. I'm in control of my own actions. You know what I mean? And in the end, it from that little seed, it just became a massive toxic thing. And then that was the start of the end, to be honest. And I think, obviously, Love Island, it's a bit of a different pressure cooker. What I'm talking about took a few years. These have been in there for less than 2 weeks, but I can just see the same behavior in Mackenzie. She's massively fucking insecure, and that isn't going to be that isn't going to make for a healthy relationship, whether it's with Connor or whether it's with anyone else.
No, I totally agree, Dave. She's as a person, she needs to evolve, doesn't she? And yeah, it's great to watch and go, oh my god, you slapped ours. But in the same respect, you've still got that sense of thinking you might just need to grow up just slightly. Someone needs to put an arm around her and say, look, not every guy is going to cheat on you. Not every guy is going to speak to a girl and go, you know what, that's it. It's all over. It doesn't work like that, Dave, does it?
Yeah.
So I know, and look, Lauren knew exactly what she was doing. She's in there to stir the shit, Dave. I'd be very surprised if she's not with a talent agency and been totally scripted on what to do.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I mean, she had plenty of camera time. But I mean, what I'll say just before we move off Connor and Mackenzie as well, even before, the vote, I mean, Mackenzie was displaying some real Klingon behaviour, wasn't she? I mean, you could see that. I mean, I was surprised, Chris. Connor was very open, wasn't he? He was like,
Yeah.
"Yep, I'm quite liking a bit of that." Like every other bloke in there. In fact, I think blokes we don't come out very well out of this episode. I don't think, because every one of them had their tongues out. But every time Lauren and Connor were kind of having a conversation, apart from one in the kitchen, she was like clinging onto him. She was putting her arms around him, and I don't think up until now we've seen that. And it was like her marking her territory, and I just thought it was a bit comical.
Yeah, it was, to be honest. It was. Like I say, Dave, keep it under your hat, let her go on the date, then you get upset. But the fact that she did it in front of everybody, that's what sat with me. Like, this is just crazy. Great TV, but this is just fucking crazy, weird. I don't think I've seen that with contestant so obvious, if that makes sense, Dave. You get them where they bubble up and they walk away, but I've never seen it where she just was like, fuck it, I don't care who's here. I'm upset. You all can see that I'm upset. And she's like, don't go on the date. And I'm like, well, that's
Yeah,
the name of the game.
I know. It's bizarre, isn't it? If you don't want to play, walk out the villa now. And I like I say though, I am a little bit surprised. I thought Connor was a bit smitten, but I think he is smitten, but now not necessarily with Mackenzie.
Yeah. I mean, I said then I think something's going to give. And I think this is it. I think this is the one, Dave. This could be the beginning of the end.
Could be, because I mean, I think, can get any bloke in there, even Johnny, who was getting on really well with Sally, but when she was fucking putting a suntan lotion on and he was trying to do the pull-ups, and he couldn't actually finish him because she was right in front of him putting a suntan all sexily and stuff. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was funny, to be fair. And I mean, where do you think it goes to tomorrow, Dave? Do you think there is going to be a shock and we're going to get I mean, Johnny did say, didn't he, to Sally? And Sally's dead sweet. And he's like, she didn't give him any shit. She was dead secure about it. But do you think that anybody else could be turned? Because this Lauren doesn't give a fuck, as far as I can see.
No, I mean, and to your point about the talent agency, absolutely, she fucking is signed up with one. Of course she is. She's from Oxford. She's living in LA. She's gonna have a massive Instagram following. 100% it's gonna be that. I mean, she picked. So she got Connor, picked for her, but then she picked Johnny and Carrington. Now, of the chats, I actually think she connected better with Carrington than anyone else. And saying about, Johnny, I think you compare the difference between Sally's reaction and Mackenzie's reaction. And Johnny even said, didn't he, it's quite attractive that she's completely comfortable in herself. He's going to go off on this date, going to disappear for like half an hour, have a couple of drinks and have a chat. That's going to be the date, isn't it? Not
Yeah.
this fucking bawling your eyes out in front of anyone that Mackenzie's doing. So I think if I was to have a bet, it would be I think she'd go for Carrington. I mean, Kirsten seemed quite insecure as well, didn't she? She seemed more upset than I thought she would be. But yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she went with Connor. And I think for the drama, I'm kind of hoping for Connor. But
Yeah.
even though I
I
feel
think
like
so
a
as well.
twat.
Yeah.
I'm such a hypocrite because I'm kind of rooting for, or I was rooting for Mackenzie and Connor, but the last couple of episodes, she's not come off very, very well at all, has she?
No, I agree. I think it was a little bit of an act. You're playing it as you are within the show, and you can't do that for. Look at James. You can't do it forever, Dave. You can't be if you're not a nice person naturally, or not a nice person, or you've got certain issues. You're not going to be able to sustain that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's just not possible.
No, I agree. But I tell you what, I mean, we mentioned him before, but Trey, I do, I'm warming to Trey. He does come out with, like, say, some good one-liners and stuff as well. But fuck me, he didn't need a second invitation to go and start trying out things with Lauren, did he? He didn't even
No, he was
fucking wait. It was
great,
like Johnny and Lauren are talking. It's like, can we have a chat now? He literally just walked away, it looked like, from that conversation with Justine. So, again, fucking blokes don't come out well in this episode.
No, at all. I'll tell you one thing I wanted to bring into it, Dave, today's episode, and it isn't relation to Love Island, but me and Sam have just finished series 24 of The Bachelor USA with this guy called Peter, who's a pilot. Fucking hell, Dave. It's 12 episodes. The long episodes are like an hour and a half each episode. Must be like 2 hours on TV. Horrendous. The amount of turns on it, you're almost fucking going down a slalom. There's so many twists and everything that go on. I've never seen anything like it on a reality show. It's ridiculous. If you get a chance and you have to something else to watch, that's something I'd recommend. It's just ridiculous to see it.
That's cool. I still need to watch Bachelor in Paradise. That was still need to finish off that season. That was pretty good. The Australian one. They were all scrapping a bit last time.
Yeah, you need to get on it, Dave.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just a totally different one that I've been into.
I thought you were going to say about all the Caesar's Palace plugs and everything and shots of Vegas. We got quite a lot of good good eyeful of Vegas again today. And you know what, Chris? I'm sure you mentioned this a few episodes ago, but I just would not have a problem at all if they just said from now on, Love Island is in Vegas.
I think it'd work, Dave. I think the Cromwell, there may be something in it. This might cement it, but I know ratings-wise, the first 2 days it didn't do well. So whether this is even going to be another series, because it's not like in the UK, they'll still keep churning the series out, won't they? Which is good for us. In America, if something's shit, it's gone. The amount of TV show series that I've got into, and then like 2 series later, they've just cancelled it, and you're like, but there's no fucking conclusion, and it's just a TV over there.
Yeah. I guess, but I mean, how much is it to produce Love Island? It can't be that much, can it?
No, I wouldn't have thought. I suppose more than anything, it might be just renting out the Cromwell or the villa, depending on where they are. That's probably it. The rest of it, food and all that just comes hand in hand. A lot of it is sponsorships as well. So they'll get a lot of people sponsoring and sending stuff in, won't they?
Yeah, you'd have thought so, wouldn't you? And baby oil and suntan.
I don't know what you're watching, Dave, but yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful. This is definitely better than the first season, isn't it? And when they were in Fiji, they spent most of the time bloody huddled up, fucking because it was pouring down with rain.
Yeah, exactly. This is miles, but and I think the weather helps. It's fucking 40 degrees. That is going to help all day long, isn't it? So, yeah. No, good stuff, mate. Really good, and it was a good episode today. And hopefully tomorrow we do get a little bit of drama, as they say, with Lauren.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's drama coming, Chris. I'm sure there's drama.
Damn right. So, guys, if you want to contact us on Twitter and Instagram at CD RealityCast, and obviously, as our good friend Terence, he'll come on and he'll agree or disagree with us, and I love that because he definitely goes with what he's feeling, and that's perfect for exactly what the show's all about. So get over there. If you want to email us instead, it's not an email, Dave, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. So, Mr. Horrocks, great episode, and I will see you tomorrow.
Bye now.